Guys, and you know, this guy's been under pressure a lot during the course of the season. Haven't played well in spots, and you know, when you're going through some adversity, your locker room gets challenged, your football program gets challenged, and there's a lot of truth that comes out of that. People start to expose themselves, and you know, you hear things, and you can choose to pay attention to all of that. And I'm just so proud of these guys for just staying the course, staying focused on each other, coming to work every day with the right mindset, right belief. And you know, it's just not common when you got this new generation of kids where instant gratification is a real thing. You know, but our players have learned to really endure the hardness. And you know, hey, you know, we found a way to get a win, right? And these are life lessons that we'll take with us as a football program as we move toward UTSA. But I know what we've been enduring as a football program is a life lesson that these kids will take with them for the rest of their lives. And again, so very proud of them to have some success today, but we just gotta, you know, be able to celebrate it real quick and flush it. We got a really good UTSA team to prepare for, and I'm excited about it. So with that being said, I'll entertain any questions. By the way, this is my daughter, Naya, if anybody's wondering. But she won't answer any questions. So whatever you guys got.
And how much trust do you have in Maddox?
Obviously, a lot of trust in Maddox. You know, I just know how he prepares every single day. We see him hit that ball every single day with confidence, and you know, he's a dog, man. If he wasn't a kicker, he'd probably be a middle linebacker. That's what's kind of going through the guy's DNA. And yeah, he had a tough go today, right? You know, we missed a couple, and you know, it comes down to where we need him to make it, and he does. And so we just have a lot of faith in Maddox, and he's been awesome all season long, and you know, I'm glad he's a part of us.
Stan, are you referring to anything sort of specific when you talk about the players, you know, now hearing things over the course of this week?
No. I mean, you know, they walk on campus, you know, after losses, and you know, it's not fun for them sometimes, and you know, they hear, you know, the shit that, the stuff that media would say and things of that sort. I mean, we hear the negativity, and you know, is hearing it and paying attention to it and embracing it is one thing, right? We hear it, but we don't embrace it. You know, if anything, trying to teach them to love the haters, man, because it can be great gasoline if used the right way, you know. But no, nothing specific. But I know what they go through. I know what they want as a program of themselves. They want to be successful, and when they're not, it gets tough. It's just the nature of the beast.
Can you take us through when you knew Dante would be ready for the game, and how big was he out there, you know, with the 14 catches?
He was just about ready a week ago. You know, just wanted to make sure that he was stable enough. His style of play, he's a very elusive player. He puts his foot in the ground and makes hard cuts. And last week, we didn't feel that was smart for us to put him out there. I mean, he probably could have gave us a few snaps, but we knew going into this week he was going to be full tilt, so we knew right away.
Defense coming off last week, right, Tulane is league champ now, playing in the title game, but these guys could run the ball too. So, like, the defense they couldn't tackle those guys last week. What did it seems like they, except for that last couple plays, it seems like they fixed everything.
Well, you know, it starts up front. I think our D-line played better this week, and, you know, yeah, this back was the real deal, and Tom did a phenomenal job of finding different ways to get him the ball. You know, he's definitely their best player. And so, yeah, it was just a matter of learning from that lesson last week. And I don't know, man, maybe we came off the bye week, you know, a little rusty in that area, but we definitely put a hardcore focus in on it, as we always do, but even more so this week. We went good on good, you know, ones versus ones, a lot more than we did the week prior, and I think that got our guys ready for the speed and the physicality of the game today.
Did anything change for you guys defensively once the backup quarterback or the starter for today went out and they're down to the third string?
Yeah, we knew this guy. We knew they were going to rely heavily on the run, you know, and that we knew that this guy was still going to be capable of throwing some RPOs and throwing the ball down the field. So we were anticipating a heavy dose of run, tailback run, quarterback run, RPOs, and taking a shot. Exactly what they did, right? Try to create some PIs down the field to move the ball for them. But he's a good player, that kid. I know he's their third string quarterback, but you know he is a threat. You know, a year ago he was a second string guy. You know what I mean? So we knew of him and his capabilities. It also helps when you know you had Everett Withers that was a part of that staff, and we knew what the kid's strengths and weaknesses were. So.
Can you take us through in that period between the fourth quarter and overtime? You know, obviously the defense gave up that touchdown. Did you say anything specific to them, or was there anything said specifically to kind of boost their confidence to get that stop?
Stay the course. Stay the course. This is nothing that we hadn't been through before. It's this thing called adversity that we know very well. And, you know, to panic, to try to do something outside the call or a little bit more than what the call asks you to do will put us in even more of a tough situation. So just do your job and lock in and focus on what we're asking you to do within the play call, you know. And again, I couldn't draw up the what was that, a double pass, and I don't know what that was, right? Throw to the quarterback. That was one gutsy call by Tom Herman, and they executed it extremely well, you know. But even still, you know, going into overtime, our players didn't flinch. You know, it was a new game, a new opportunity, and again, when you've gone through so much and overcome so much, you tend not to flinch in those situations. So I'm happy to see our kids respond the proper way.
Offensive game plan seemed to include like there was a lot of jet sweep, a lot of screen stuff. Dante, you're just trying to get them to move this way, and then...
Yeah, you know, I think we did maybe a little too much of that, to be honest with you. You know, but no, it's new center, right? We weren't as stout up in the middle, and so we felt as though we had to loosen them up with a little bit of perimeter game that way, and also, you know, you're giving your best players the football on the perimeter. It's Therese and it's Dante, and those guys are dynamic in space. So those are good calls. Don't get me wrong. There are times where we should have went downhill. We got you know, Antoine Littleton going downhill as the game went on, and you know that first call, I'll take that back any day. That first call in overtime, we should have went downhill. We went sideways and lost 5 yards. That's exactly what you don't want to do. So that's on us as coaches, you know. But no, it was a matter of trying to get our best players of football in space. You know, I think that's a commonality of this offense. We're going to try to do that from time to time, but it does set up other things. We're trying to set up the run. We're trying to set up maybe some shots and things of that sort. So it is a complementary type of a play to other things within our offense.
And Therese went to the tent, it looked like super early in the game.
Yeah.
How important was it to have him back, you know, late in the stages, or in the later stages of the game, and, you know, the plays that he was able to make?
He's one of our playmakers. It's extremely important. You know, I think he kind of got tweaked with a little bit of an ankle. I think he's going to be just fine, and then a little bit of a shoulder. I mean, he was kind of in and out with some minor setbacks over the course of the game, and you know, getting to know that kid during the course of his play. He's a tough kid. I mean, he really does handle injury well, and if you're going to play this game, you know, the right way, you're going to have to play with some setbacks from an injury standpoint, and I'm glad to see that he's capable of doing that. So that was a great learning experience for me, for him. But yeah, it's extremely important to have that kid available to us at all times.
Did beating your former colleague on the other side, did that have any extra special meaning to it?
No, me and Tom are, you know, I love Tom, you know, and highly competitive, and this game wasn't about Tom. This game was about us. You know, we needed this victory. Temple football needed this victory. Our kids worked hard for it. That became our thought process in the premium, is making it for us. It was all about us, you know, premium based on us. And, you know, it feels good to win. You know, it feels good to beat FAU, but to make it personal, I would be lying to you. It was only personal for us, Temple football.
Okay.